Hey everybody, this is Fremont Sullivan. Just getting started here with the broadcast. We're down here at 50 Fremont. Japanese people are always good polite. That's a good quality. But after centuries of getting beaten down by the samurai, that's why. Kind of like genetic selection. Uh-oh, error posting Twitter. We don't like that. Hey folks, we're down here at 50 Fremont Street. Come join us if you're in the area. Oh, I should put a new tag on that actually.
Do you have a producer today?
No. Don't really need one because we're only doing one channel.
Yeah, well, it'd be nice to have somebody at home on the computer doing a real-time, you know,
Yeah, well, we're not.
real-time updates to like Facebook, Twitter.
We don't have it together. You can tweet it out while you're standing around with your finger up your butt. Right? Just get my channel. It's USTRE.
My Twitter followers don't really.
Well, they should.
I don't have 1,000 followers.
I'll tweet them out to my account then. Go live. Something you need to work on.
Twitter keeps emailing me, telling me I'm never on Twitter.
Yeah, if you want to. I mean, if you want to be a successful live streamer.
I know you gotta have Twitter.
What do we call this event? Occupy. No, this has a different hashtag. Fukushima.
Yeah, it's got its own website.
Yeah, I know. I was on the website.
Hopefully we'll get these guys to talk a little bit about it. So.
Well, if anybody speaks English.
Oh, here we go.
Going to give the a petition to a mayor of the city, Osaka, and we if you like, I like to give this today. Then this is a kind of line. So please make small donation.
Okay, no problem.
And then,
Yeah.
can I give you?
Here, can we get a copy of the letter too?
Yeah.
Great, thanks.
This is not the exact letter to him. This is more like a part we're gonna write in the part.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
There's my trusty producer, co-conspirator, human being. It's in the phone book. His name is Human Being, folks. Sort of like Meta World Peace. It's just as crazy. How about them Warriors last night?
I didn't watch basketball last night. I was working.
I think they that article I sent you was pretty concise.
Do you want to sign the petition there?
Yeah, yeah. I'll sign it.
So the protest was supposed to start at 3, but this is San Francisco, unsurprisingly.
Well, it's always late anytime,
Yeah, it hasn't quite started yet. But people are starting to show up, which is good. And in a few seconds here, hopefully we can get someone to talk a little bit more about what's going on.
Yep.
I'll go send this back.
Okay.
You want to get it closer?
1 second, I want to finish my cigarette. We're out here at Fremont Street, folks. I'm now enjoying the protesting here in the area. Not much going on. We're just getting organized here. I'm pretty sure we're not looking at any civil disobedience at this protest, so there shouldn't be any arrests. For all those who like watching riot porn. Basically, the way you get viewers here, I'm instructing my coordinator here, is you keep tweeting out, and usually your viewers don't really show up until about half an hour into the by the end, you've got like all these people watching, and then event's over. Right. There's real problems with this, with getting audiences
Which is why we got to start doing a little more advanced.
Well, yeah, you got to
stuff,
pre-tweet.
You know, yeah, you got to pre-tweet, get people ready so that when the time comes, they already know.
What's happening?
Watching the stream.
Yeah, 50 Fremont. We're down here in the belly of the beast. Right down the street here, right across the street used to be the old Transbay terminal. They're getting ready to start construction. I guess they already have on a 1,000-foot tower.
Fantastic.
Good or bad for San Francisco.
Big development project.
So we need another skyscraper full of capitalists.
You want to talk a little bit about the history of this neighborhood? Here we are south of Market.
Yeah, we could a little bit if you want.
Well, you don't have to. It's just, you know.
Yeah, the history here is it's full of capitalists that are trying to take your money. Most people that work down here.
Oversimplification by any stretch.
Yeah. Most people down here are minions of the 1%. They do their bidding day and night. They really don't know that they're slaves, but they really are. It doesn't matter how much money you got, you know, you can still be a slave, right? Even the old Roman days, right?
Yeah,
there were slaves that were rich.
Now is a good time to talk about the concept of objective journalism.
Right. Well, there's no such thing.
Right. Well, that's the idea. And ultimately, you can't really have objective journalism. You can just have the pretense of objective journalism. And that's the other thing is, you know, like sometimes you have this thing where one side of the issue isn't correct, and there's really no reason to entertain their ridiculous bullshit opinions.
But we are objective here in that the live stream does record the action as it happens.
Well, that's true. We can't change what's going on in front of the camera.
Right. So we can make that objective. And we don't edit these live streams after they've been recorded.
It'd be nice if we could get them in higher quality, you know, like at
There's no way to do it. I tried, and you end up dropping a lot of frames out of the whole thing.
Oh, really? Just because you're sending out too many packets?
No, you drop a lot of frames. You know, I probably don't need as much editing now that I have this monopod, because I get a nice clear picture. I hold still.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, my viewers are starting to increase now. I know I got some people that loyally follow me.
Okay.
Right? A few, right? But they're always on. I see them on other. They always follow all the other live streamers too. So
yeah.
There's like a little club of people that follow live streamers. That's pretty cool. Yeah, if you want to tweet me or log on to the stream or chat, you can tweet me at @FreemanSullivan to communicate with me here while I'm on my live stream. And we'll probably be here until about 4:30, 5 o'clock. I'm real excited about tomorrow morning. I'm actually going to get up real early to go out to Diamond Heights. There's like one bus that goes up there.
Where are you going? For what purpose?
It's an eviction foreclosure. Okay. So I got to get up bright and early for that.
Is that the one with Avalos?
I don't know if he's going to be there.
He invited me to some fundraiser on that. Like something about that.
It's organized by the.
Oh, cool.
We got a channelist. Oh, thanks.
Okay.
So we're going to be saying
Saikado Hantai.
And they actually.
Which means do not restart nuclear plants operation.
I like the way they translated everything. So cute.
This is cool. Yeah.
Very thorough.
So do you want to get into a little bit about what's going on here?
Yeah, let's talk about this protest.
Yeah.
Let's get started.
All right. Well.
What are we protesting here, anyways?
Well, to the best of my understanding, we're here because the City of Osaka has decided to start incinerating radioactive debris from the Fukushima site. So yeah, we got a letter here that these guys have been passing around. This is basically Bay Area's No Nukes Action Committee is the people who put this together apparently. And so yeah, what they've said is we've got subsequent explosions and meltdown of 3 nuclear reactors since the March 11, 2011 disaster. Basically, there's 20 kilometers surrounding the site that's they're trying to decontaminate it, but basically it's more contaminated than the land around Chernobyl. So this disaster might even be worse. So basically we got this guy, Mr. Hosono, who is the Minister of Nuclear Disaster, Minister of the Nuclear Disaster as well as Materials, Economy, Trade, and Information. And basically he's decided to ship the contaminated rubble to Japan, around Japan for incineration in municipal waste centers. Basically the burning of this waste is spreading radioactivity everywhere to Japan, other radioactive countries. So it's not radiation also, it's just toxic chemicals because you got other stuff from the spill that's also in the air. So basically it's toxic, it's radioactive, and they're burning it all over Japan now, especially in Osaka. Osaka's recently said that they can do that, yeah?
You gotta cry to keep from laughing.
Right?
Not the other way around, though.
I'm just reading what's on the paper.
Yeah, we're Well, good.
Anyway, so apparently this. So yeah, again, they're saying not radiation but toxic chemicals. And according to this paper and something else that I read on the Nukes Action Committee website, they're saying this could spell. Sorry, let me read exactly what it says here. It says this toxic radioactive pollutant could spell the end of Japan. So I'm not really sure what exactly they're trying to say by that, but what we do know is they've had people who've been, got 3 workers at the site who dropped dead of heart attacks. And what they think it is it's cesium, which lodges in the heart and destroys the muscle, which is basically what they think may be causing these heart attacks. So you've got cleanup workers that are getting sick, and you've got, now they're burning this toxic radioactive debris, which is going to just spread it into the air. So, yeah, basically that's what this protest is apparently about. We can maybe try to find somebody who
wants to talk.
Yeah, who wants to talk and see if they want to say a little bit more about it.
Maybe just let them get it together here first. Just getting organized. Next to your comments there, I was
Bay Area protest.
I was a human being, giving you a little background on what's going on, why we're here.
Well, I'm just reading what's on the paper.
At 50 Fremont Street here in downtown San Francisco. If you're in the area, come by. If you want to talk to me directly, log on to the social stream or the chat, or you can tweet me at Fremont Sullivan. We're going to be here until 4:30 p.m., 5 o'clock probably. So do come down and join us, rain or shine. Nuclear fallout doesn't actually comes down more when it's raining, so we'll see what happens. Good. Let me know how my audio visual is doing there. Okay, we have somebody. Oh yeah, James. Hey, how's it going, my friend? How you doing today?
Good to see you.
You give your name.
My name is Steve Zelser.
And your organization?
No Nukes Action Committee.
Hi. So why are we down here, basically?
Well, we're down here to call to oppose the restarting of Japan's 50 nuclear plants.
Right.
We think it's dangerous. We're also calling for the evacuation of the families and children of Fukushima, and to point out that the Japanese government and the utility industry are telling people that they can move back. They've been decontaminated. So we're saying that's not true. There's no such thing as decontaminated meltdown area near Fukushima. We're also protesting the fact they're burning the rubble, the nuclear rubble all over, from Osaka all over Japan. So we're calling for a halt to the burning of nuclear rubble. And we're also going to be calling for the shutdown of the San Onofre nuclear plant, permanent shutdown, and the closure of the Diablo Canyon nuclear plant, which is in California's coast. And because the people of California should not allow nuclear plants to be operated here. We have similar dangers of earthquakes and tsunamis that could hit California. And so we're trying to educate people and also put the pressure on the Japanese government. Unfortunately, the U.S. government is supporting this plan to decontaminate the area and push people back to go back there. So we're saying that that's wrong, and the U.S. and Japanese government have to shut down all these plants.
Okay, and we're going to go be marching around to PG&E around the corner.
Yeah, PG&E is a company which operates Diablo Canyon, but they're basically a criminal company. They have fired and retaliated against whistleblowers, PG&E, nuclear whistleblowers. And in other words, people who have complained about health and safety problems have been fired from their jobs and blackballed. And we think that they should be criminally prosecuted for that. And if a company that's in charge of a nuclear plant fires somebody for making health and safety complaints, they belong in jail.
Good. And where would one go to get more information about this?
Well, if you go to No Nukes Action Committee on Google, you'll get to our website. It's a WordPress website. It has lots of information, and other organizations that are supporting this. The Occupy and Green Action are supporting it. It's a coalition effort. I mean, we want all groups together to oppose these nuclear plants. They harm the planet. They harm everybody.
Okay, one more time. You want to repeat that? No names, Nuke Committee?
No Nukes Action Committee.
No
if you
Nukes
go
Action.
to the Google, you can find it. It's a WordPress website. It has a lot of information, and we're part of an international campaign.
And I'm sort of curious, can you talk a little bit more about what Japan, the government, and the American government have been doing to sort of spin what's happening? And I know, like, for example, originally they underestimated the amount of damage, but they classified the amount of disaster caused. You still can't get good numbers on exactly how much radiation is coming out of that place. What exactly has been the Japanese government's reaction, the American government's reaction? Obviously, they're trying to push people back. Can you talk a little bit more about?
Well, there's a company called Center for Strategic and International Studies, which is run by Richard Armitage, who worked for the Bush administration, and they've been having panels in institutions, educational institutions in Japan, telling people that they can decontaminate. And also the utility industry in Japan is putting out literature in the schools. Tohoku is saying that nuclear power is an efficient way of generating electricity. They need to do that if they're going to be a civilized society.
So you've got a hardcore pro-nuclear approach coming from...
And the U.S. government has said that they can decontaminate. They're spending money. The International Atomic Energy Commission is actually telling people that it's possible to decontaminate the area. What they're doing is they're telling people to wash down the roofs. You know, wash down the roofs.
How does that help exactly?
Well, that's a good question. That's something we have to ask the Japanese government. How does wash down a roof decontaminate a town? We also, when I was there, interviewed a restaurant owner who was 4 miles from the plant, and he was told that the plant, his home had now been decontaminated, his restaurant, he should go back to it.
So they're trying to push businesses to reopen?
Yeah, so they don't have to pay the compensation. So they're telling them it's decontaminated, they should go back to where they're coming.
And do you know anything about how much? I mean, people are getting sick over there now, obviously. 35%
of the children of Fukushima have cysts, and the doctors are not doing anything about it. And the doctors say it's only 1%, 1 in 100 that get cancer.
But you're saying it's more like 30% of the people.
Well, they have fibroid cysts. Yeah. I mean, people are getting sick, and there's a clinic that was set up, Fukushima Community Clinic, because the government clinics are not really helping.
So basically, the governments aren't doing anything really to help this problem. They're trying to push people back.
The government is giving money to contractors who support the government to clean down the roofs. That's what the government's doing.
I see.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Very good. Glad you're covering this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Somebody's got to cover it, right?
Yeah, that's right. Well, let me give you my card.
Okay, thanks. Great.
Thanks a lot.
Good, very good.
I should get some cards printed. I never remember. Thanks. All right, we're getting ready to start the protest. Some chanters.
Down all the nukes.
Just a better angle of this. We're down here at 50 Fremont Street, downtown San Francisco. If you're in the area, do drop by, say hello, join our protest.
Got a nuclear protest going.
Yeah, more and more people are showing up.
10 or 15 people here so far, but they're starting to turn out.
Signed already.
Good, so seems like they're getting started with the chanting, and they're going to try to deliver a letter to the minister now.
Yeah, it usually comes back. It did the last time I was here. It's all very polite, even though what they're doing to people isn't very polite.
Yeah, so basically they've got a bunch of issues that they're protesting. Just one of these things. And apparently we're going to march to PPD because they run Mount Diablo nuclear facility, which is the last one left online in the City of California?
San Onofre.
So there's 2 left, yeah?
Right, yeah, one down in there, San Diego.
Right, so there's a couple of nuclear plants still operational in the state of California.
If you take the Coast Starlight Amtrak down there, you can go right past them.
Is that right?
It's nice because now we have this chant, and that means do not restart nuclear plants operation. So it's nice to have
which means we are against nuclear plants. We don't need nuclear plants. Yes. Save the children. So we've got several slogans here. By the way, I went on the internet last night and I looked it up. They estimate that 260,000 children live in the affected zone, so are being submitted to radiation on a daily basis. Right? Oh no, sorry. 260,000 kids that live in contaminated areas, with up to 300,000 being irradiated daily. And we're starting to see now genetic defects in butterflies in the area. And of course, San Francisco is a sister city to Osaka, Japan as well. So that's supposed to have some extra meaning, I guess, for the people who live in this town.
this back in the bag.
By the way, some of the most recent things that have been going on at Fukushima is they've discovered that the labor contracts that they're using to hire cleaning, the cleaning crews and the workers may be illegal, and there's all sorts of shady practices going on to get people to actually get in there and clean the sites. Nobody really wants to go in there, but of course the government's pushing, as you heard earlier, that hard line. We're not going to evacuate the area. We're going to make it okay sort of approach.
It doesn't work. But the only people living around here, Chernobyl, I guess, are basically senior citizens.
Is that right?
Yeah, they're part of they didn't want to leave because of they didn't want to be wrenched from their homes.
Well, we already have evidence that people are getting sick, and if the contamination really is higher than Chernobyl, which is what they're saying, then there's every reason for people to not want to be there.
Yeah, they were using hemp to decontaminate the soil around Chernobyl. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I didn't, but that's really interesting, and it makes sense. Of course, what do you do with the irradiated hemp when it's grown? It's like
bury it.
Yeah, I mean, again, you're still gonna have to deal with it. It's sort of like using mushrooms to take lead out of the soil. It can work, but then you gotta, the mushrooms have a whole bunch of lead.
Oh yeah, speaking of mushrooms.
This guy.
It's mushroom season, folks. I can't help myself.
That's correct.
We're
and the
hoping that it
weather's
rains.
great for it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice and cold. I had a friend of mine today. He said he had a nice pizza box full of them for me. I wanted them. Yeehaw. By the way, there's a club this Friday at 220 Rhode Island. It's like $10 if you want to go. Maybe you can bring your better half.
What are you talking about? Club?
Yeah.
What kind of music?
House music.
Where?
At 220 Rhode Island.
All night?
Yep.
Not till 2?
No, it's all night. Starts early, but it's got like 12 DJs.
Does it close at 2 or does it go all
It's got
night?
12 DJs.
At 2? Until 2?
Yeah, it's way past 2, dude.
Way past 2. As long as it doesn't close at 2, I'll entertain it. You can't get me into no boring ass club though.
Well, it's a lot of DJs. Looks pretty good. Okay.
I like DJs, that's true.
It's dancing, dude.
Alright. Well,
What do you want?
I'll think about it. $10
Saturday.
is precious these days.
And Saturday, we're going to be at the Egyptian protest at noon at Bradley Manning, Justin Herman Plaza. Rally in solidarity with the people of Egypt and their struggles against the Muslim Brotherhood. And
They're surrounded the White House over there right now.
Oh,
right?
yeah, the National Palace.
Outside the National Palace, protesting as we speak, probably.
Yeah. It was getting pretty bloody over there yesterday.
Yeah.
But so we need to know, need to let everybody know that we support Egypt and their struggles for democracy.
I wish we had some guys in radiation suits out here, just to like spook folks, get them a little more.
Well, this was started by the one lady who's on the microphone, I believe.
Yeah.
She was the original organizer. And there was a few other Japanese ladies that were doing it, and I don't see them here today. I guess San Francisco is pretty notorious. It seems like it's going to rain, or if it is raining,
nobody goes out.
Yeah, nobody wants to come outside. Everybody's afraid they're going to melt.
All it takes is a little bit of cloud cover.
Or even a weather report that says, oh, it might rain.
Yeah.
But it's not going to rain till tonight, so okay.
And interestingly, the weather report apparently was really, nice this morning. They said it was a really, really nice day. I believe my eyes, not what's.
The government of Japan
Keep tweeting Bradley Manning.
that
Password 50 Fremont.
the accident of Fukushima.
You want to push in a little bit so you can get this lady?
Hold on a minute. I gotta get my tweet out there. Tweeting the wrong crap.
I saw half hour for one like this. 2011. But this is really a lie because the Fukushima nuclear plant accident is still on. The radiation is still coming up from the plant.
Just a second here, viewers. I'm sorry.
People working there to contain
Pushing you, everybody. Ready?
I can kill myself. definitely not loud enough here.
So of course, as usual, mainstream media is nowhere to be seen. We got a couple of cops watching the protests. They don't seem to be interfering, which is good.
We're the media, dude. That's why we're here.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't see Fox News anywhere. They're not on hand.
There's a little study they found out people that watch Fox News have an IQ of about 80.
Yeah.
It's about the same as a chimp, right?
I know. And they're more likely to be unaware of what's going on.
Here we go.
Hi, thank you very much again for coming here today. Anyway, the people who are working at the nuclear plant in Fukushima to contain the accident, to clean up the plant, many people are already having the maximum dosage of the radiation. So many people hadn't to leave. But some of the people among those come from Asia, like Philippines, Cambodia. Those people after go back to their country, and then many years later, they might have the cancer or whatever. But I don't think Japanese government and TEPCO will take care of them. So there are so many problems are still continuing and accumulating them. Why the government said that the Fukushima accident is already contained, and this is a totally lie. Government really waiting for the people forget about Fukushima. But this huge catastrophe, we really cannot forget. The Japanese didn't learn from Chernobyl accident. But now we have huge accident in Japan. We must learn. Not only Japanese people, but people here, California, and any state of America should really learn from Fukushima. Otherwise, those victim people, why they are suffering? They really want to everybody learn from them. Fukushima, of course, not the accident is not contained yet. The building 4 is with spent fuel, is still surrounding and covering with water, but the building is tilted. So next earthquake or typhoon, whatever, crack the wall of the room of containing the water, then spent fuel cannot be cooled. There will be another even bigger catastrophe. The children in the Fukushima area, nearly 40% showing the abnormality. Their thyroid has cysts and nodules. It is very clear that radiation is really hurting them, especially children are so susceptible. But government raised the level of the radiation, which we can take it from 1 millisievert, 1 millisievert, up to 20 millisievert. And then they didn't change that regulation yet, so that so many people affected of this even cannot have any compensation to move out from the dangerous area. People who can afford to move out, and the people who cannot afford to move out, those people are pointing finger their back at each other, and then the community are divided, and then in the family are divided. we don't know really. We are gathering like this in Japan, Tokyo. Of course, million people are gathering, but government are still ignoring us. So, what we can do? We are here 20 people. Are they listening? We really have to make our strategy that how we can really press the government to change the policy of nuclear power. Now, the debris of radioactive debris exported from Fukushima prefecture to different prefecture in Japan. And then many people are opposed to burn them. But still, authority, government, they don't listen us. This is this year, next year, going from now on, I think continue this problem. But we really shouldn't spread the radiation all over the Japan. And then the current and then jet stream come from Japan to California. The California really cannot relax. We are connecting there and here. We really have to stand still and strong to press the Japanese government and the industry shut down all the nukes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Across the street, the cops have just pulled somebody over. Just any regular traffic.
It wasn't us.
I'll hold it.
So, by the way, according to the internet, 15
So, hi everybody. Thank you so much for showing up. And for those of you who showed up on time, extra points. I just want to say a couple of things. Number one, I have a pass out here for those of us, the inner circle. These are facts about Fukushima, and they're also strategies about what can be done. They're also reproducible, so please take one. It's the white sheet that I'm passing out. Just make sure that you have one. I think it may be very helpful. There's also at the end of this white sheet an address where you can contribute to the People's Clinic in Fukushima. The People's Clinic essentially is offering the people of Fukushima what the medical profession in Japan is unwilling to offer. That is to say, straight talk about the nodes in the thyroids of children that are presently not evacuated in the Fukushima area. So what I'd like to do today for us is briefly to update us on what's going on as a result of the last series of earthquakes, the 7.3 and the 7.2 in the last few days. It is theorized that those earthquakes may very well be aftershocks from the Great Tohoku quake. But whatever they are affecting the coast, the east coast of Japan, and they are affecting what happened, and they are affecting the reactors at Fukushima Daiichi. So this is a report from the Fukushima, which I will try to share with you. First of all, the plant is already deteriorating, and this is essentially referring to Unit 4. About 1 hour ago, Fukushima Diary reported the coolant system of Unit 4 was stopped for 3 days, from December 8th to December 11th. It's not known if the 7.4 earthquake of December 17th affected it. Because of the warning, TEPCO reinforced Unit 4 by building a concrete base to support from the bottom of the pool. However, the Japanese ex-ambassador to Switzerland, Mr. Murata, if he's at all correct, the concrete base is deteriorating. and the damage is ongoing somewhere where no one can see it. In that case, that would be really difficult to replace the concrete base anymore. And all that could be done was just to see it become unable to support the pool horizontally. Second, the ground around Unit 4 is weakening. According to TEPCO's survey map, released December 11th, TEPCO is still constructing on the east side of reactor number 4 for ground improvement and land development. And then he asked, I was a civil engineer when I was in Japan. Whether it's to build some additional facility or not, it means the ground was weakened and that they must improve it. Weakened ground can cause further uneven settlement for unexpectedly small earthquakes to tilt the reactor number 4 building. 3. TEPCO's plant parameter is alive. I was shocked at the news above because I thought I knew the state of the pool to a certain extent. I checked the parameters twice a day. According to the data, the temperature decreased from December 1 to December 11th by 2 degrees centigrade, and there was no significant change in the water level. The accident proved that the plant parameter means nothing. Also, none of the mass media reported it knowing what was going on. In case Unit 4 falls down, we would know it after everything becomes too late. And 4, it's more vulnerable to a tsunami now than ever before. So this is a summary. You can see this for yourself. If you go on the internet and look at Fukushima Diary, this was today's entry, and it's a summary by Mochihiko Iori about the conditions at Unit 4 and at Fukushima Daiichi. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Paul Kangas. If we look at Fukushima historically, the only example in history of atomic reactors being shut down consciously on purpose by people was in Germany, and the way they did it was they had a plan, and the plan was to install millions and millions of solar panels on houses. And they came up with this policy that says the utility company, PG&E or TEPCO, must pay homeowners 54 cents a kilowatt hour for harvesting solar energy and putting it on the grid. They did that 20 years ago in Germany. And what they found when Fukushima happened, they said, oh look, we're getting almost as much energy from solar and wind in Germany now as we were getting from atomic energy, so we don't need atomic energy, so we can start turning these things off. So that's what they did. They started turning off the atomic energy plants in Germany one at a time. So you don't need an accident to shut down the nukes. All you need to do is installing enough solar panels. But before you can install the solar panels, you first have to make it solar attractive to homeowners who have the money and their equity to buy 100 solar panels to install them on the roof, and that way make money. Farmers in Germany are making $60,000 a year extra beyond their pigs, beyond their sheep, beyond their cows, $60,000 a year extra from harvesting solar energy. That means solar energy is now more valuable than oil, more valuable than atomic energy, and cheaper. The efficiency of solar panels is very high now, and the country that has the highest number of solar panels in the world today is, guess which country has the highest number of solar panels? Anybody want to guess which country has the highest number of solar panels installed worldwide? Not Israel, no. They don't even, not even in the top 10. China does. China just passed the world mark on installing solar panels. And last week, one country, can anybody name the country that became 100% solar power last week? A country achieved 100% solar power last week. Anybody ever heard of it? It's a country, it's an island about twice the size of San Francisco. It's called Tokla, T-O-K-E-L-A-U or something like that. And they are the first 100% solar powered country in the world. So if people want to shut down nukes, the way to do it is get a solar panel. You can get them at Best Buy, Costco, you know, all these companies now are selling solar panels. So I encourage everybody who has a house to install solar panels and shut down nukes. I'm a tenant and I have 10 solar panels because you can take them with you. So everybody can contribute, but one thing we have to have is a policy that pays people for harvesting solar. Without the policy, it's not an attractive investment. Thank you very much. I hope people remember to come next month on the 11th. Cosme.
Hey, folks, I'm going to shut off the broadcast for just a second. Be right back.